Men, there are things you say that completely shift how a woman sees you, and not in a good way. You might think honesty, openness, or sharing your feelings builds connection, but in reality, some truths create cracks that never heal. Women notice more than you realize. Words carry weight, and a single comment can change attraction in an instant. Once said, some things can't be unsaid, and your perceived value drops before you even realize it. This isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness. Modern dating isn't just about charm or persistence, it's about perception. Women evaluate potential partners on confidence, emotional control, and the ability to lead in the relationship. When you reveal certain vulnerabilities too soon, it signals instability, neediness, or insecurity. And those signals kill attraction faster than any argument or mistake ever could. Every man has a history, feelings, and fears, but sharing all of them without strategy tells her more than she needs to know. She doesn't need your fears, your past failures, or your self-doubt early in the connection. Men who survive and thrive in modern dating understand the power of selective communication. They know which truths enhance connection and which truths break it. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 secrets men must never tell women if they want to maintain attraction, respect, and intrigue. Each one is a common pitfall, but every man can overcome it once he understands the psychology behind it. Ignoring this advice can subtly destroy your chances, even if she likes you now. Listening and applying it will make her see you as stronger, more confident, and undeniably magnetic. 1. I'm not good enough. When you tell a woman you're not good enough, you're doing more than expressing insecurity. You're erasing your value in her eyes. Men often think admitting flaws shows humility or honesty. It doesn't. It signals weakness and invites her to judge you instead of admire you. Modern dating doesn't reward self-deprecation. It rewards confidence, competence, and the ability to hold your ground. Saying I'm not good enough communicates neediness, whether you realize it or not. It's an unconscious invitation for her to fill the gap you're claiming exists. Attraction dies when a man positions himself as lacking. Women are naturally drawn to men who carry self-assurance, who lead their own lives, and who accept their worth without hesitation. Once you question your own value aloud, the dynamic shifts. You become less desirable, less magnetic, and more like someone she feels obligated to comfort rather than desire. Another problem is timing. Many men reveal this kind of vulnerability too early. A casual conversation can quickly turn into a confession of inadequacy, which pushes the emotional burden onto her. Women want to feel connection, not responsibility for your self-esteem. By oversharing, you swap intrigue and respect for sympathy and uncertainty. It's not about pretending to be perfect. Strong men acknowledge flaws internally and work on them privately. They display confidence through action, consistency, and competence, not through self-criticism. You can be aware of your weaknesses without vocalizing them in ways that lower attraction. There's also a psychological impact to consider. When you speak, I'm not good enough, you train your mind to believe it. Words shape perception. If you repeat your shortcomings aloud, your brain internalizes them. Confidence falters, body language changes, and your overall presence diminishes. That shift is subtle, but instantly noticeable to women. They read it unconsciously and respond accordingly, pulling away or disengaging. Men who avoid this trap understand the power of selective honesty. They share vulnerabilities strategically when emotional trust is established, not as a free-flowing stream in early dating. They build intrigue through strength, competence, and independence, leaving women curious rather than concerned. In short, telling a woman, I'm not good enough, damages attraction because it reverses the natural dynamic of desire. Confidence is magnetic. Doubt is repelling. You don't need her approval to feel worthy. Your actions and demeanor communicate that far louder than words ever could. 2. I love you too soon. When you tell a woman you love her too early, you destroy attraction without even realizing it. Men often mistake rapid attachment for passion, thinking that declaring love proves depth or sincerity. In reality, saying I love you prematurely triggers fear, pressure, and doubt. Modern women, like men, are scanning for stability and composure in a partner. Emotional intensity too soon signals neediness, desperation, and a lack of self-control, qualities that lower attraction instantly. Timing is critical. Early-stage relationships thrive on curiosity, intrigue, and growing emotional tension. Love, when declared too early, skips these natural stages. Instead of fostering connection, it overwhelms. The woman may start questioning your judgment, wondering why someone so invested doesn't take time to understand her fully. This perception reduces you from a confident, desirable man to someone she feels obligated to manage emotionally. Another layer is trust versus commitment. Women need to feel a foundation of respect, attraction, and shared values before hearing declarations of love. Prematurely expressing it puts pressure on her to reciprocate before she's ready. If she doesn't, even subtly, you risk looking clingy, needy, or insecure. Attraction thrives on balance, not forced reciprocity. Men also underestimate the psychological impact of early confessions. By expressing love too soon, you are outsourcing validation to her. You rely on her reaction to confirm your self-worth instead of generating confidence internally. This is dangerous because attraction flows from independence, not dependency. The moment she senses your emotional reliance, intrigue fades. Strong men express love through action, not early words. Consistent effort, attentiveness, and presence communicate interest far more effectively than verbal declarations at the wrong time. Emotional investment must grow naturally. It cannot be fast-forwarded without consequences. Patience maintains mystery and respect. Finally, understand that the right woman will eventually know your feelings, but she will value the journey and the demonstration of reliability and strength along the way. Jumping ahead undermines your position. It makes you predictable, overly vulnerable, and less desirable. In contrast, measured affection paired with confidence keeps attraction alive and gives her room to develop desire organically. Saying I love you too soon is not romantic. It's a tactical error in the game of attraction. Words matter, timing matters, control of emotional expression matters. Mastering these gives you power, presence, and keeps women intrigued rather than intimidated or overwhelmed. 3. I don't have my life together. When you tell a woman you don't have your life together, you're sending a silent message that you're unstable and unreliable. Men often think this is an honest way to show humility or relatability. It isn't. Women in the modern dating world are attracted to men who exhibit control, ambition, and direction. Saying you're not together communicates the opposite. It makes you appear uncertain, dependent, and emotionally unavailable. Attraction is built on confidence and competence. When you confess that your life is chaotic, incomplete, or lacking focus, you reduce your perceived value in her eyes. She starts calculating risks, wondering if being with you will create stress or frustration rather than enjoyment. Even if she likes your personality, she may subconsciously conclude that long-term commitment isn't feasible. Many men underestimate how quickly this statement affects perception. You might think it's a minor detail, a moment of vulnerability, or a relatable admission. The truth is, it triggers an instinctual evaluation of stability. Women want partners who can provide, protect, and lead in some capacity, emotionally or practically. Declaring you're not together signals that you cannot fulfill these core expectations. There's also a self-fulfilling danger. Verbalizing uncertainty strengthens internal doubt. The more you frame yourself as incomplete or struggling, the more your confidence wanes and your demeanor subtly changes. Women pick up on body language, tone, and energy far faster than your words. Once doubt creeps into your presence, intrigue diminishes. Strong men handle this differently. They acknowledge challenges privately and focus on solutions, not confessions. They demonstrate growth, ambition, and responsibility through action rather than verbal admissions. Even if life isn't perfect, presenting yourself as grounded, decisive, and capable maintains attraction. Timing matters as well. Timing. Vulnerability is not inherently negative, but it must be strategic. Early dating is not the time to unload financial stress, career confusion, or personal struggles. Those disclosures can be reserved for a stage where mutual trust and emotional investment already exist. Early revelation of instability diminishes your perceived value and interrupts the natural rhythm of desire. Ultimately, saying, "I don't have my life together," is less about honesty and more about inadvertently signaling inadequacy. Modern dating rewards men who are aware, intentional, and deliberate about what they reveal. By maintaining composure, showcasing competence, and letting your actions demonstrate reliability, you keep women intrigued and attraction alive. 4. I'm scared of commitment. When you tell a woman you're scared of commitment, you instantly lower your value in her eyes. Many men think this is honest or even endearing, believing vulnerability will make them relatable or human. The truth is, fear of commitment signals emotional unavailability and hesitation, two things that kill attraction faster than anything else. Women want confidence, clarity, and direction. Admitting fear before building trust communicates doubt and instability. The problem with saying this too soon is timing. Early in dating, women are assessing whether a man can provide security, consistency, and leadership, not just romance. Declaring fear of commitment interrupts that evaluation. Suddenly, instead of being desirable, you become a project or a problem to solve. She's left wondering if your hesitancy is temporary, or if she'll always have to navigate your uncertainty. Men often justify this by saying they're being authentic, but authenticity without strategy is destructive. Sharing fears prematurely shifts responsibility for your emotions onto her. Instead of maintaining intrigue and confidence, you create emotional labor. She begins questioning her own behavior, wondering how to make you feel safe, and attraction starts to fade. Fear of commitment also signals a lack of decisiveness. Women instinctively notice hesitation. Even small signs, indecisive behavior, wavering plans, inconsistent messaging, reinforce your admission. Once a woman perceives you as tentative, her desire for a deeper connection diminishes. Confidence and certainty are attractive. Uncertainty is not. Strong men manage fear privately. They acknowledge it internally and address it through personal growth, not confessions. They demonstrate readiness and stability through actions, decisions, and consistent behavior rather than verbal disclaimers. Vulnerability comes later, once trust is established, and emotional depth can be shared safely without damaging attraction. Another hidden truth is this: women are drawn to men who own their emotional capacity. A man who handles commitment internally, even if he struggles, appears stronger than a man who externalizes his fear. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's the mastery of it. Saying you're scared too early undermines that mastery and diminishes your perceived power. In short, sharing a fear of commitment prematurely communicates hesitation, emotional immaturity, and dependency. Attraction thrives on clarity, decisiveness, and strength. Men who master what to reveal and when keep intrigue high, respect intact, and desire growing naturally. 5. I've been hurt before. When you tell a woman you've been hurt before, it may feel like honesty, but it's actually a red flag early in dating. Many men share past pain to show depth, vulnerability, or emotional experience. The reality is, revealing prior hurt too soon signals fragility and a lack of resilience, which can subconsciously push a woman away. Attraction is built on strength, presence, and forward momentum, not on past wounds. Saying "I've been hurt before" communicates that your emotional state is tied to history rather than the present. Women want to see a man who can engage fully without baggage controlling his behavior. Early confessions of past pain invite sympathy instead of desire, and they place emotional labor on her. She may feel compelled to reassure you, protect you, or fix your emotional wounds, roles that destroy natural attraction. There's also a timing issue. Vulnerability is powerful, but only when there's trust. Sharing past hurt too early skips the necessary stages of intrigue, connection, and stability. Instead of building closeness, it signals neediness and emotional dependence. Women instinctively read this as a potential liability rather than a source of comfort or connection. Another danger is repetition. If a man frequently references past pain, it shapes the woman's perception of him as fragile or cautious. She may question whether you can handle challenges in the relationship or whether intimacy will trigger unresolved fears. Even subtle insecurity erodes the magnetic qualities that drew her in originally. Strong men process pain internally and display growth externally. They let actions communicate resilience, stability, and emotional intelligence. Past hurt informs experience. It doesn't define presence. By showing strength, decisiveness, and emotional control, a man transforms history into wisdom rather than a warning. Modern dating rewards men who maintain intrigue and confidence while gradually revealing depth. Strategic vulnerability, shared when trust is earned, enhances connection without undermining attraction. Prematurely discussing past trauma, however, risks positioning you as emotionally needy and less desirable. In short, telling a woman you've been hurt before may feel authentic, but it diminishes perceived strength and attractiveness. Attraction thrives on confidence, resilience, and the ability to engage fully in the present. Words about past pain should be reserved for a stage when mutual trust exists. Until then, discretion protects your value, preserves intrigue, and keeps desire alive. Men, what you say shapes how women perceive you, and some statements can permanently lower attraction before you even realize it. Modern dating isn't about constant honesty at the expense of intrigue and value. It's about awareness, strategy, and timing. Words carry weight, and early admissions of insecurity, fear, or past pain can quietly shift you from being desirable to being seen as fragile or needy. The 5 secrets we've discussed: never saying you're not good enough, declaring love too soon, admitting you don't have your life together, revealing fear of commitment, or sharing past hurt prematurely, are not about dishonesty. They're about control. Control over how women perceive your strength, confidence, and emotional stability. Attraction flows toward men who appear self-assured, capable, and composed. It fades from men who rely on women to validate, reassure, or rescue them. Strong men speak with intention. They reveal selectively, timing vulnerability to match trust and emotional investment. They communicate through action, consistency, and confidence rather than early confessions. They understand that intrigue, respect, and desire are maintained when emotional exposure is measured. Ignoring these boundaries doesn't just risk rejection, it reshapes your presence in her mind permanently. Every man who masters what to share and when positions himself as magnetic, respected, and unforgettable. Those who don't end up misunderstood, undervalued, or taken for granted. If you want women to see you as strong, capable, and desirable, manage your words as carefully as you manage your actions. Speak selectively, build intrigue, maintain confidence, and remember, some truths are best shown, not told, until the timing is right. Your words can make or break attraction. Use them wisely.